Sweet. Hey, if you guys are tuning in, we're going to give everyone a few minutes to jump on this live stream, but definitely happy to have you on here. In this particular live stream, we're going to be talking a lot about the Kickstarter campaign that we just released, about the Satu pants and DragonWool thermals. So while we're waiting for people to get on here, just make sure our audio levels are good. So comment, give us a thumbs up or something if the audio levels are good, if you can hear us. If you're on Facebook, your audio levels are not going to be as good as if you hop over to YouTube to watch this. We just have a better mic system that we can set up for that. But give us a thumbs up, especially on Google, if you can hear us well and if we're ready to start. We got people jumping on yet?
There's 10 people on Facebook.
Okay. Google.
Let's see. We've got a couple
people commenting.
9.
Okay. Looks like we're good to go. So I'm just going to start off while we're kind of waiting for a few more people to hop on here and talk a little bit about the campaign and why we do things that we do them with Kickstarter. For starters, the campaign right now is over $150,000 in total funds raised. We're super stoked about that. I'm definitely really excited about that. We've been I've been working on this project for well over a year, and it's really fun to see it come to life, be received into market, be received by our audience. And so that definitely puts a smile on my face. And to see it raise $150,000 in about a day and a half is also very exciting for us. It's actually a little bit ahead of where the Loft Tech jacket was, so we're also excited to see that. But there's a lot more design and work that went into this project. And so part of what we want to cover in this live stream is really nailing down a lot of the questions you guys have already submitted, whether it be through our support services or whether it be through the campaign itself on comments. But we wanted to make sure that we nailed these questions down and help you understand all those. But I did want to really quickly talk about why we use Kickstarter, why that's so important to us. When I started Outdoor Vitals, I had a few things that I didn't want to compromise on, things that I definitely didn't want to be a part of. And one of them was venture capital. Venture capital to me has always kind of been like this enemy. Like those that take venture capital, I almost have a chip on my shoulder towards those companies, like they're cheating by taking that venture capital. But I know that in the end, it will catch up to them because what typically happens is, venture capital, if you get a really good situation going, sometimes it works really well for 3 to 5 years, and then when they want to exit, make their money, things start to get really rough, and it can change the dynamic of a company. It can change who they serve. It can become more about what's next month's profits or what's next quarter's profits, rather than what do we want to build in 5 or 10 years for us or for our customers. And so I've always kind of been anti-venture capital, and Kickstarter has been a very good way for us to continue to grow and self-fund our growth so that we can make sure that our focus is still on you guys, the customers, and make sure that we design and make things centered around that. Do we still have good audio? Have people jumping on? Okay. So that's why we like to use Kickstarter. We give you big discounts to jump on our Kickstarter because you are waiting for the goods, but it allows us to create something without venture capital and hopefully create a company that can supply you with the things that you need now and going forward for a long, long time. So when you support us on Kickstarter, hopefully you're also realizing that you're voting for companies like us to beat companies that are venture capital based. And some of you might already know some of those in our industry. Maybe you fell in love with them before they started taking VC money, or the founders sold out of the company and they've changed. So you might already have seen that. But we're definitely excited about our Kickstarter success. Again, we've crossed the $150,000 mark, so we're totally stoked about that. And it is pacing for an amazing campaign. So we are stoked for the support, especially the initial support that all of you that are probably watching this gave us. So we've written down some questions that we have been getting, most common questions we've been seeing on the campaign, and I wanted to dive straight into those. So the first question that we've seen most frequently is, what is the fabric? What is it made of? And so I'll start with the pants on this particular one. I move to the wool. So the pant is 100% polyester. There is no elastic in this, no lycra, no spandex, nothing. It's 100% polyester, and that's really what makes this so amazing, is that we can get that stretch in this pant without having that elastic that's going to hold moisture, create odor, and do all of those negative things. It also gives the pant a very nice hand feel and can make it a little bit lighter weight because spandex can be very, very heavy. So the pants are 100% polyester. We've also had people asking about the DragonWool. What is it? blend is it, because in almost every single merino wool out there, especially the good ones, there's some percentage of a polyester or a nylon in there. Typically what happens is you take the wool and you wrap it around a core yarn. And that's exactly what we've done for the wool inside of this. It is a wool wrapped around a nylon core. The wool is a 17.5 micron, so it's a super fine, basically the most premium wool that you can get and source is that 17.5 micron wool, and that's wrapped around a nylon core. And then on the outside of this is where we have that jersey face polyester. They are woven together. They're not laminated or glued. They are knit together at the same time. You cannot separate the inner fabric from the outer fabric on this. It is all one fabric. But the outside is that polyester. So the way that it breaks down is there's 53% wool, 9% nylon, and the difference there at 38%, I think, polyester. And that's how that breaks down. But it's very, very purpose-driven, the blend that we've done in the DragonWool. So it's crazy performance driven. We go into this in depth on our Live Ultralight podcast, so go and check that out if you want to learn more of how this fabric performs for you and how strategic it is in its performance. So, but that is the makeup and construction of this. We've had a lot of questions about sizing. We actually just redid the diagram on our page to make it a little bit more clear for some of you, but people were thinking that the sizing read straight across. So like on the initial diagram that we showed the sizing, it said like 28, and right across from it was a 28 length. So 28 waist, 28 length, and so on and so forth. It does not have to go like that at all. You can get any of the waist sizes with any of the inseam sizes. So you could get, we're going waist sizes, I believe, from 28 in men's. We're going from 28 to like a 46. So you could get a 46 in a 28 length, because in the inseam we're going 28 to 36 inseams. So you can get any mix. You get a 34-36, you could get a 46-30, you could get a 28-36. You can get any blend of those on this campaign. There's going to be a lot of options to customize and get the exact fit that you want. So I wanted to make sure we tackled that. Also know that when you go through this survey, so what happens is you pledge now, and then before we ship the goods, we'll ask you, okay, lock in your sizing, your colors, and your address right before we ship it to make sure we get everything just right for you. And when you do that, if you back for, let's say, a DragonWool zip off, and you back for a Satu pant, you could get a woman's pant and a men's zip off. You could get, if you were buying the zip offs for your wife and you're getting the pants, or however you were mixed match, you can get these in any order or size that you want. So basically the possibilities are endless. Colors, you can mix colors. You could get you don't have to get a gray zip off with a gray pant, anything like that. You can mix them up however you want. So we're going through questions. If you've just joined us, we're talking about our latest Kickstarter project. We're a day and a half into it. We've raised $150,000. We're super stoked about it. If you have questions, leave comments. We've got a couple of the guys here on the team monitoring those comments, and we'll try to get to those at the end. But right now I'm still logging through some of the questions, the most frequently asked questions that you guys have had so far on the campaign. So next question that I'm going to tackle is, are these pants waterproof? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Waterproof pant would be a rain pant. These are not a rain pant. These are an everyday pant, but they do have a DWR coating on them. Just to note a little bit about a DWR coating, you'll see like in the video that we can pour water on them. It beads off, rolls off the pant and whatnot. That is a treatment. What I think is even more impressive than just the beating up and rolling off of the water is the fact that when these do get wet, which can happen obviously because of the treatment, can sometimes wear off over time. When these do get wet, that fabric is really where it starts to perform. It dissipates it dries it out. I've had these get wet and dry out multiple times in a single day, especially out when I've been out in the winter and I'm kneeling in the snow and then standing and walking and getting them wet. So it's super performance driven. But these are not a waterproof pant. They're a water resistant pant. Next question that we've got is, where are they manufactured? So we'll do a podcast on this pretty soon. We'll probably put something out on our YouTube channel as well. But these are all manufactured in Vietnam. Brigham and I, our lead designer, went to Vietnam in December. Walked all the factories. These are new factories for us, but come extremely highly recommended. When we went through the factories, they were incredibly incredibly well managed. The amount of quality control checkpoints was insane. The independent nature of all of the quality control and the checkpoints is really, really good. They're just super impressive. I actually really loved walking these factories because these Vietnamese people really reminded me of Malaysians. And if those of you that have followed me for a little while know that I've lived in Malaysia for some of my life, and just loved the people there. And the Vietnam people are just so similar to the Malaysians. Obviously, they're not too far away, the countries, and I just really enjoyed the people there. They were fun. They were happy. It was just a really good time. And so yeah, these are all being manufactured in Vietnam under some of the best apparel factories I've personally walked in. I'm super, super excited to have partnered with these guys. And we have a lot of things that we hope we can continue to roll out with the factories that are producing these. So that is where they are being manufactured. How do I pledge to get extra on the DragonWool? Yeah, this is a question we've had a ton. It's a little bit confusing. On Kickstarter, we do have to kind of break things down so that we try to keep it as simple as we can to cover the most amount of people, because it's not a perfect mix and match option. So essentially, if you are watching this right now, you can get VIP pricing. The pricing will go up at midnight tonight, so you do want to make sure you grab the pants on the VIP pricing while you can. But let's say you got these on the VIP pricing for the $89. What you would do then is just simply add the price of whatever the DragonWool piece is. Now, the DragonWool is discounted. That's another question we've had is the DragonWool discounted? The DragonWool is discounted, and it's not quite as heavily discounted as the pant is, unfortunately. We couldn't quite swing the discounts we're able to offer on the pant for margins and like the level of mass production that we're going to be able to do on these compared to the wool and a few things like that. But they are discounted, and they are an extreme bargain in and of themselves. But let's say you wanted the pants for $89. What you would do, and when you click that, you're going to pay for your shipping, which is going to be $10. Let's say if you're in the US, so now you're $99. All you would do then is go look on the bottom of the page. It's going to show you how much each add-on item is, or you can look at the custom package builder. That shows you the price of each add-on item. So all you're going to do is take that add-on price and add it to your total. So if you want the pants right now on the VIP special, you're $99 with the shipping. And then if you were to add these zip-offs, for instance, it's $87. So you just add $87 to the $99. I'm never good at mental math when I'm doing live videos, but you'd add those together and pledge that amount on the VIP package so that you could get the VIP special with the DragonWool. So it's really simple. We have a video at the bottom of the page. It's like a 6-minute long video where you can actually see my screen as I go through this process. It's a super simple process. So if you have questions, just go watch that video, that screen share, and it'll walk you through the exact process. What will happen on the back end is you'll be able to, when we send out surveys, that's when you'll select your color and size for the wool that you backed. So hopefully that's not too confusing. Some people have also asked, like, hey, there's VIP pricing on the pant, but there's no VIP pricing on the packages, the pant and all of the DragonWool. And simply put, I wish we could go back and rename it. Kickstarter doesn't allow us once we launch it, but essentially the packages that are already pre-built are VIP packages. We may leave them through the course of that campaign for those that are willing to go to like that $299 level and just give them all of those discounts. But those packages, those DragonWool packages, are essentially our VIP packages, and they are heavily discounted. You save a lot of money. I know that if you look at just the percentage, you're like, oh, the DragonWool isn't discounted as much, so I'm not saving as much percentage-wise. But look at the dollar amount that you're saving when you bundle these. Essentially, if you buy a bundle, you end up getting basically the underwear for free. That's kind of how it would work out in comparison is if you were to buy the package through the builder and build each piece and add them all up. So the bundles are definitely going to save you money. So go take advantage of the bundles on the campaign as well. So another question we've got a lot, and I'm hearing you guys. I know this is an issue. We've been working on this today, but a lot of our international followers and customers have been saying that the international shipping price is too high. We don't ship a ton of international. I don't claim to be an expert at shipping international. The most we've ever shipped international in the past has been our Kickstarter campaign. And so because of that, we are actively looking at better ways to ship internationally. If we are able to lock in better pricing for international shipping, any of you that have already backed, we will refund you the difference. We'll take that back off of the pricing, and then hopefully going forward we'll be able to get that a little bit more competitive. But I do apologize. That is our pricing internally, what we're going to have to pay. So if we can find better pricing, we will absolutely pass it on to our international customers. And if you've already backed the project, you guys are awesome. We will refund you if we're able to drop that price in the future. I just also wanted to add this. The pricing is a little bit higher than maybe our last campaign because we did have a lot of lost packages from USPS first class mail, which is where we can save a little bit of money. And people were waiting sometimes months for their packages. Sometimes they'd get lost altogether, get returned to us for no reason. And so we are trying to avoid using USPS first class. If you don't agree with that, let us know. Maybe we've got that wrong. But based off of our customer support feedback, we did have quite a few issues with customers in that international category. So let me just glance. I think we've covered most of these. So if you do have questions right now, it'd be a great time to enter them into the comment section and we can tackle those. But let me just glance over our notes and see. We are going to send out some sizing questions for our backers probably in the next 2 weeks. And we're going to get production started as soon as we can based off of some of those sizing questions. So we are going to try to push this forward as fast as we possibly can. And that's how we're going to do that, is through a kind of a soft survey in a few weeks. But how are we coming on questions? Do we have any that we want to tackle that have been kind of repeat?
Kind of go over the ankle locks, like the
adjustments down here on the bottom.
Adjustments on the bottom.
Okay. So on the hems of the pants, you're going to have an opening that looks like this. Basically, you can't see where the hem even has the adjustment. But what happens is inside of here, you'll see there's kind of a triangle piece of fabric that cuts across. I'll try to show this to the best of my ability. Inside of here is where you have your adjuster. Now, this is where you're going to be able to pull this to tighten up that hem if you want it. Loosen it however you want, and then obviously it kind of tucks back in behind this triangle piece of fabric and back out of the way. So it's a really, really unique and nice way to have that adjusted. Now this is a pair of samples that don't have it, but this piece right here, which you may or may not be able to see on camera, that's just a plastic pole. We are actually going to be switching that out on the live production for a clip, and that clip can be removed. So if you don't want that clip and you want to go more minimalist on this section, you can remove it. But if you're going to be using this as a gaiter, so especially like in the wintertime, you're trying to keep dirt out, that clip is going to be really nice because you can take that straight down to the laces on your boots, so, or your shoes, or your trail runners, or whatever you're running at the time. But that's how it works. So now I'm just going to go ahead and loosen that back up. You can see that's just going to pull right back out of the way, and it's essentially invisible. You never notice it until you need it, which is why it's a feature that we kept and used on the pant. So other questions? That was a good question.
There's some questions about DragonWool, the percentages of wool versus synthetic, and or any options for other DragonWool products.
Yeah, so we did cover that, but I'll cover it really quick. There's 53% wool in this product, and that's a 17.5 micron. So it's 53% wool, 9% nylon, and 38%, I believe is what's left, is polyester. So that's the breakdown of the percentages. Now we are offering the DragonWool in 3 options. We've got, this is the zip off right here. So it's got a zipper that's going to run the full length of this so that you can totally remove this while your boots are still on. And then we've got it in the hoodie that I'm wearing right here. You've got your hood back here. You've got a zipper right there, and then your thumbhole sleeves, so if you're layering or just want that. And then we've got it in the underwear, which is shown up here on the wall. We don't have plans to release this in anything else, but we're always welcome to take comments. The bigger this campaign gets, the more likely we are going to be able to add new colors to, whether it be the DragonWool. I know we've had some people saying, hey, you need more colors for the hoodie, or just different colors in general. Or we could look at other things such as shorts maybe in the same Satu fabric. There's some options, so let us know, and make sure you're sharing the campaign, because if your friends come on here and they end up buying something, it increases the likelihood that we'll be able to do more for you and get it shipped also at the same time as you are going to get these pants. So make sure you're sharing the project. We appreciate it, but also you're going to benefit from it, from additional options that might be available. Other questions?
Are the zippers YKK?
Yes, the zippers are actually really innovative. It's always hard to show everything that you want to in the videos, but they are YKK zippers on both products. They're all YKK zippers. And on this particular piece, this is a newer YKK zipper. Most zippers have zero, and I mean zero give in them. But these are an actual stretching YKK zipper, so there is give in these zippers, and it's just a really nice feature to have. The other big piece that I've noticed with the stretching zipper is its foldability. So I can basically fold this zipper completely flat with this stretching zipper, whereas in some of these other zippers, it doesn't want to fold flat. So yes, we're using YKK zippers, and yes, we're using a stretch zipper from YKK in the zip-off piece in particular. That's a good question. Other questions? While we're waiting for other questions, remember this is the last night for the introductory VIP launch special pricing on the pant. So jump over and grab that. It will be gone at midnight Pacific time, so there's just a couple hours left to go and snag that. We're over. Are we back live? Guess we'll see on the delay here. But hopefully we're back live. If we are, we're just over the $150,000 mark. We're very excited. Yeah, there you can see so stay tuned. Hopefully you stayed tuned. But we're over the $150,000 mark. We're super excited about that. It might be climbing as we're talking right now. It's been going quite crazy. We're very excited. But yeah, we're stoked. Hopefully this answers all of the questions that you had. We're really appreciative of the backing, the initial backing of those of our followers that have already backed this project. You guys are definitely the heart and soul of this. You guys are the reasons we're able to do what we do without venture capital. And I'm super excited about some of the changes we've been able to make at Outdoor Vitals, and just absolutely stoked for what's to come here at Outdoor Vitals. I know when you guys get this stuff, you're going to be blown away by it. The pants, I mean, they're just a game changer for everyday stuff. The DragonWool is a game changer because it's like the performance of that fabric is just unlike anything I've ever experienced next to skin. You can literally feel it working. Again, you can go over to our podcast where me and Brigham just deep dive on the performance of that fabric. So any other questions? Last round of questions before we sign off?
People are asking, are the zippers two-way or four-way stretch?
Are the zippers two-way or four-way stretch? You can't really have a four-way stretch on them. Now, the fabric that the zipper itself is sewn to usually has a little bit of stretch. It doesn't really have much, but I'm mainly talking about just the lateral method. If there is stretch in the zipper pulling sideways, it's so minimal you wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay, and then somebody asked, what type of pockets and how many pockets?
On the DragonWool or on the pant?
On everything.
Okay, there's no pockets on any of the DragonWool. So like these are underneath your pants anyways, so there's no pockets on those. This is the hoodie. There's no pockets on the hoodie. This logo will be moved up a little bit, just so you know. On the pant, there is the one cargo pocket on the pant, and then you've got the two back cargo pockets. You've got 6 belt loops. So I just wanted to point out because we had some questions on that. And then your 2 deep front pockets. So technically there's 5 pockets, but most people when they think of a 5-pocket pant, they're thinking of the small coin pocket as well.
And then one in the DragonWool be used in the summer months.
Yes, absolutely. I personally use this hoodie more in the summer. I wouldn't say that. I use it as an outer piece a lot in the summer. I use this next to skin anytime I'm backpacking, so I don't wear a shirt underneath this when I'm backpacking. This is my shirt, essentially. And because of the way that it works, this is a 200 weight fabric, which is kind of standard, maybe a little on the heavy side for like a shirt type material. But when I put a layer on top of this, it really traps the heat in there really well. But when I'm wearing this on the outside, it feels like a really lightweight shirt, closer to a 100 weight garment. And that's what the weight is of the wool on the inside roughly, is about 100. So it has some really good like temperature regulation values. So I wear this in the summer as a sun shirt. In fact, the past few weekends when I've been out and it's been super sunny, I bring the DragonWool, I flip up my hood, and I just use that. Notice that someone said we tripped on the cord. Well, I'll wrap it up then. So we just went off live again we keep tripping on the cord. No, just kidding. Our camera's just overheating a little bit. But yeah, I use this as a sun shirt all the time. I I flip up the hood, just block out sun, and that's how I use it a ton. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you go grab your VIP pricing. You have a couple hours left to do so. We really appreciate you guys, your initial backers. You're the reason we can do what we can do. I really believe we're building a better company for you long term. We're going to keep releasing products like this. We're going to keep releasing products that can innovate and change the way that you backpack, travel, live your everyday life. And so we're super excited to be able to do that. And we're live video. If you have questions, make sure to reach out to us, and we'll catch you on the next one.